Howdy folks, today is Friday, May 30th. It is 1:44 p.m. as a very unhinged person is screaming off in the distance. I'm not sure if the microphone is picking that up, and the temperature is a very nice 22 degrees Celsius. I'm here at Yonge Dundas, and it looks like they're setting up for an event to take place at Dundas Square. It'll probably be kicking off later today.
Forever! It was rejoiced! No!
Alrighty. There's Yonge Dundas with the scramble crossing in effect. I've got to get moving. It is 1:45, and according to Google, where I need to be will take 45 minutes to get there. I have an appointment at a Service Canada on College Street at 2:30. A little pigeon party there, and that's to get my passport renewed. So I thought I'd record a walk along the way. So I will be heading west and making my way up to Little Italy. So I'll need to go a little bit north as well. It does say on their website, do not show up more than 10 minutes early. That is the Eaton Center on the left, of course.
Because we always handle younger people. Yeah, that's the reason why.
So my current passport is set to expire in November. But generally a lot of places won't let you in if you have less than 6 months on your passport. It's really one of those things you gotta be sure of before you book a trip. And since I just got back from a big trip, and I've already been on 2, and I'm probably not gonna need it for at least a few more months, now's as good a time as any to get this renewal started as we get to Dundas and Bay. There's the atrium on Bay across the street. This is a much nicer day than I thought it would be. Here I am wearing jeans and a light t-shirt. Easily could have done the shorts or a light long sleeve t-shirt. I could have done shorts and short sleeves today. And I went on the Passport Canada site yesterday looking for an appointment, as it's a little bit faster than just applying online and doing the mail thing. Not much faster. Also, doing it in person kind of ensures that you haven't missed any information and filled everything out correctly. But on that note, I did goof. I didn't notice at the top of the page it said, please use all capital letters. I filled it in lowercase. And I printed it off, and then I saw just before I left my apartment the note that said please use all caps, so I tried to print it again. And my printer was either out of ink or the printer head was dirty. It was just printing streaks all over the place.
Yes, I did.
There's a bunch of people on the sidewalk across the street. I wonder what that's all about. So I quickly tried to clean the printer heads with no luck. And I Googled, is it okay to submit it with lowercase letters? And a bunch of people said they had no problems doing that. So we're just going to roll the dice. I've got with me the completed application, a couple of passport photos I got taken yesterday. It cost me 20 bucks, which is kind of ridiculous. And they need your old passport. I think everyone's just waiting for a streetcar or something over there. Bags of milk, which might be an odd sight for our American viewers. I'm hoping to go to this place for dinner tonight, Gayubi. I'm going to get on the mailing list. Yeah, there's a very large group of people.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Waiting for the streetcar in that corner there. This is an area known as Little Tokyo. I'm sure I won't be late, but I'm just going to keep moving here and hopefully get there about 5 minutes early or so. If you're wondering, you have a choice between a 5 and 10-year renewal. The 5-year costs $120, while the 10-year costs $160. So it makes absolutely no sense to get a 5-year renewal. It's not only a terrible value, but you're going to find yourself having to do this annoying song and dance twice as often. My last passport was 10 years. It's almost completely full of stamps and visas and that sort of thing. I did request to get it returned to me. There's one of my favorite views, looking southbound University. And for children under 15, passport only costs $57. It does cost more if you're applying out of country, but that's fair. I got my last passport, which was a 10-year from the Victoria Street office, and I was hoping that that office would have available appointments, but they didn't. And the one in North York on Yonge Street didn't have any availability. If I'm not mistaken, there's 3 or so dedicated passport offices in the city, and a number of Service Ontario or Service Canada locations. Service Ontario would be where you go get your driver's license and health card sorted, and a number of other things. Since passports are federal, I think this is my first time ever going to a Service Canada location. And we're about to walk past the Art Gallery of Ontario in a few blocks, and then it'll be through Chinatown. Then I'll head north up to College Street. Maybe I can cut through Kensington Market. Sidewalk closed ahead. Pedestrians use other sidewalk. What? The arrow is pointing right, but it looks like it's the sidewalk on that side that's closed. Apparently this new passport has some extra biometric and security features the previous one didn't. It's got a digital image of the holder's face, which serves as a biometric identifier. There's a non-trackable chip in it that mirrors the details on page 2 of the passport. There's a polycarbonate data page. So the page with all the info on it is this big, thick plastic page. It also has a kinegram and optical feature, which is a holographic image that changes appearance when viewed at different angles. I think that's going to be hard to fake. Temperature sensitive ink that disappears when heated by rubbing. Another thing I think that's meant to thwart off counterfeiters. There's a number of ultraviolet light features. Kind of amazing, all the tech and security features going into a paper book. In 2025. Maybe someday we'll all just have our retinas scanned into the system, combine that with a fingerprint, and you shouldn't even need a silly paper book just to travel. If you lose it or it gets damaged, that could be game over for your trip plans. There's a 505 Dundas. And it's eastbound. Alright, I think I was on the south side of Dundas the last time I cut through Chinatown here.
That sounds good, yeah. It doesn't have to happen. Because she insinuated.
the Italian consulate on the right. And I definitely screwed up with this choice of clothing.
I might try to go in August. No, it's okay because. Oh, yeah, okay. Here's the PEI.
Chengdu street food. If you're wondering, the form to download for the passport renewal is on the government website. I don't think it'll be an issue that mine's in lowercase, but if it is, well, that's on me. I also emailed myself a PDF that completed in uppercase. As we get to Huron Street. He dropped his lens cap. Someone using a phone booth? And it's Dundas and Spadina. So I'll zigzag up to College through Kensington Market in a few blocks. Let's see, it's 2:03. And Google says it'll be 23 minutes from here. That would put me there at 2:26, right on time pretty much. I tend to outwalk whatever Google thinks it should take. All right, this is St. Andrew. Maybe we'll take Baldwin Street over. This place is quite excellent, faux hung. One view. I was going to say one last view of the CN Tower, but that view has now been lost by that building rising there. Iconic vantage point has disappeared. And sadly, there was no pedestrian Sundays in Kensington last Sunday. It's supposed to run the last Sunday of every month starting in May, but the BIA closed it. And they gave a number of kind of horseshit reasons for it. They blamed it on unauthorized vendors setting up shop and overcrowding things and pushing out the legitimate ones. But if there's one thing the city needs more of, it's pedestrianized areas. And this place should really be pedestrianized 24/7. You can create windows for delivery trucks and have size restrictions on them. Guy was like trying to hump the parking machine.
Now, mind you, I will say this, there's only like a handful, this being one of them, but that's one of my opinion that's spot on.
It's always a vibe in this area. This is Augusta. This place will be lively over the weekend if the weather's decent.
But like the good thing is you can open it.
They also sell plants at the Organic Press. Toronto dating experiment. Isn't all dating an experiment of sorts? There's the current iteration of the Kensington garden car. It's taken on different forms over the years. And they've built a little bench on the front.
Il y a mon frère là qui t'a. Il y a mon frère qui m'a dit.
24/7 restaurant. Now we've made it to College Street. Could have just gotten off the subway at College Station and hopped on a College streetcar. Or connected to line 2. And taken that to Bathurst and then went down on the Bathurst streetcar. Went down on that. Didn't come out right. Taken the Bathurst streetcar down to College and Bathurst, and it would have been a short walk from there. But with how unreliable Toronto's transit is, I'd almost rather pick a spot a little further away and just walk it. There's a big brain move right there, wrong way in the bike lane. That church is very supportive of those in need. Speaking of, there's the Fort York Food Bank across the street. There is a Monster line in front of it. It's Harvard Village, the neighborhood just to the north of here. All right, I've cut down that walk time quite a bit. It now says 7 minutes, which would get me there at 2:21.
Government's literature. We've made it to the western edge of downtown, so we're about to cross over into Little Italy, where in about a month there'll be a big street festival, the Taste of Little Italy. I'm not sure when exactly that'll be. There's the legendary Sneaky D's right behind me. And I think we're about 4 blocks or so away. I'm not going to record the passport renewal process, but I'll tell you afterwards. I'll come back and update this video how long it took, if I had any problems or not with my lowercase application. At least I typed it in rather than chicken scratch with a pen. I think calling that thing a scooter is a bit of a stretch. Snakes and lattes on the left. I did set up for a live stream after this. I've got my MacBook Air in my backpack. I don't normally bring that with me. I might find a cafe or something and spend some time. Cooling off, I'm supposed to meet someone at 6 downtown. As we look down Palmerston, there's a look back to the west. It's a very awesome loft conversion across the street.
place once. I think I had a Turkish delight and a coffee. It's a nice little spot. Little Pebbles Cafe. If you want to go to a cafe, you're in the right neighborhood. There's another one across the street, Cafe Bello. One thing Toronto could do a lot better and take from the French, I think, would be sidewalk patios. The Cafe TO program is starting to pop up. It's really nice when restaurants and places on the corner of an intersection has a little patio like this set up. I do believe this is the building coming up on the left. We're going to 559. Well, it's 2:21, 9 minutes early.
Service scanner there. Is this service scanner there? I think so. I hope so. Where, dear? You wanna go, dear? Yeah, upstairs, I guess. You want a toilet? There's an elevator right there. Here, let me get it. Thank you very much.
No problem. I think you just have to hit one.
One?
Yeah.
Service scanner, one?
Yeah, I'm pretty well. It's in the option. It's got to be, right?
He's calling. That's true. It's
Easy peasy. It is now just before 3 p.m. All I had to do was register at the desk. I got a number, and about 5 minutes later they called me, and I met with an extremely friendly service representative who entered the application into the system, double and triple checked everything, took my payment, let me know that my passport should be mailed to me by the end of the month, and I should receive it the first week of July. I have a reference number and all that fun stuff, and in case there's a Canada Post strike, they will send it via a courier. So on that note, I think I'm going to set up and do a live stream. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I've got an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. Anywho, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink.
I would